Clavicular is in the news again for, well, a lot of crimes. We're going to talk about his jail maxing today on The Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a Fast Facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So Clavicular has become one of my favorite topics here now, mostly because of the format of his streams combined with his clear autism, which he uses as a criminal defense. Yes, indeed. We're going to get into that today. That is a massive, massive thing that shows up time and time again, where him being awkward or not really understanding social scenarios gets him into trouble on stream. And with the popularity of his streams, indeed, more people are coming out to interact with him, to engage with him. There's a lot of things that may or may not be going on behind the scenes that may be a little bit shady. And all these things build up to potential criminality, potential liability. So you've got this on the table for him. This is indeed his mugshot from Osceola County. That's by Orlando. That's where, in fact, Disney World is partly in Osceola County. Now, the plaintiff here, well, we'll go with two potential plaintiffs here. We've got Jenny Poppich, who's going to be on the assault and battery charges, particularly. And then we've got an alligator, right? So the big mess up and what everyone was going on first was of the alligator. So we're going to start with the gator, right? So let's start with the gator. And what got everybody thinking this is serious was an actual official message from Florida Fish and Wildlife. This is from the official Florida Fish and Wildlife account, MyFWC, which says the Fish and Wildlife is aware of a video depicting individuals in the Everglades on an airboat who appear to be discharging firearms at an alligator. FWC officers are looking into the incident and will provide additional information when available. To report wildlife violations, call the Wildlife Alert Hotline at 888-404-3922. Well, apparently it got to the point where they're getting so many calls and they were just inundated with people informing them about them emptying into this alligator that they decided to call in. Now let's review the actual footage here and see what actually happened.
Is it dead? So can we shoot it?
So he did ask right there, so I know the volume's a little low, but did he ask, is it dead? Can we shoot it, right? So he's asking at first whether or not the alligator is deceased. Now, this does make a big difference legally, right? So there's a huge legal distinction between shooting a live gator and a dead gator.
Can we dump it around into it? Well, let's just test it. Let's test really how dead it is.
Bro just said it's.
All right, we gotta make sure.
No. They got that boat right there.
That's our boat.
No, it's not.
So it does look like the gator is dead. Looking at the gator, I mean, I'm once again a Florida native here. Know a lot about gators. I've seen gators a lot. Very, very familiar. It does look to be a deceased gator. In all fairness.
Oh.
Okay, I just want to point out that this is definitely not gun safety here. These guys are, not wearing ear protection, rolling around there. There's multiple times when they're handling their firearms where they end up flagging each other or end up handling their firearms unsafely. They also end up shooting across from each other in very unsafe manners. So there you go.
Yeah, I think that gator's.
Just had to make sure.
So clearly you see them there unloading into the gator. So there's the gator incident and how that went down. Now, there was also another incident involving a drone. So this is interesting with this incident involving a drone, and you can see the drone up in the upper left corner because shooting at a drone technically is a federal crime. And you can see this here as they're going, the drone's over there.
How much is that drone?
They're talking about the drone, how much it
I don't
costs.
think you guys can hit that.
Oh, how about if I just
Don't say that. That's a challenge.
I genuinely don't
What
think
about
you
on
guys.
Twitter?
What?
$500. It's like a leaderboard. $1,000.
Who should have done?
Nah.
I don't know, bro. That's not ours, bro.
No, not him.
So they're saying it's not their drone. So it's somebody else's drone. A drone, once again, qualifies, and I'll clarify this, qualifies as an aircraft. So that would be a felony crime.
No, don't shoot
We
it.
should just get so mad. That's not ours, bro. Someone's watching us.
Yeah, no shit. Take it out.
That's a clip right
So
there.
someone
though.
says take it out.
Bro.
How
Shoot
much
it. I
does
think
this
you should
drone
shoot it.
cost?
I think you should shoot at it. Don't hit it.
Yeah?
What you mean?
What?
Stress him out. Shoot around it. Right?
Yeah, shoot it.
So they say shoot around it.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh, he's gonna dodge it.
He's gonna dodge it?
Yeah. He's moving.
Oh shit! I almost hit it.
So they definitely shoot at the drone. So the drone was clearly shot at. So let's go to the law. So shooting at a live gator is in fact a third-degree felony in Florida. It carries up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. But unfortunately, shooting at a dead gator is generally not a crime. Now, it would be a crime if you end up messing with the carcass, if you were to chop it up or try to haul it off or do something with the dead gator carcass. That can actually get you in trouble. That can be a crime. But assuming they didn't pick it up and it didn't appear on the stream like they picked up the gator and messed with the carcass, assuming it was dead and they shot at it, that's not a crime. And that's generally not something that's going to get them in trouble. Shooting at a drone was a federal felony, once again, because they're aircraft under FAA protections. So it's a crime to damage, destroy, or wreck aircraft. So a drone being an aircraft, yes, that would be something that if you indeed did damage the drone, that would be a problem. Now, it appears they did not knock the drone out of the sky or they didn't hit the drone. So they can argue, okay, we didn't actually hit that. So there's no crime committed because we didn't hit the actual drone. But the real criminal charge and the thing they've really got to worry about and what he actually went to jail for is battery and also instigation of battery. So let's get into that. So here we have an incident from a trip to Disneyland. This is in Osceola County and an Airbnb. And you can see Clavicular here with his, I guess, new girlfriend and former girlfriend. I mean, there's a girl fight here. And you'll see this incident is the one that actually got him in trouble.
Get out. I'm gonna do not touch me. I'm gonna drag you. Do not touch me. Yo, you're gonna drag. You have to.
Okay, so clearly there's some assault battery stuff going on between these girls, right? That's very, very clear. You can argue about instigation. You can argue about self-defense. That's all something they can argue in court. But clearly between the girls, that's going on there. All right, so the audio's out on this. But you can see as that video goes on, the girl's tumbling around. She's definitely beating on her. And then you've got Clavicular kind of inserting himself in this, getting involved, right, with this situation. And the video, the video cuts here, but there's some punches held while he's holding her, right? And that's very, very important to the resolution here because you can see that getting involved in this and this whole pattern, this whole behavior, which this girl eventually gets kicked out, that can be conspiracy to instigate battery, essentially. Now, Clavicular was brought in on these charges. These are actually what he was arrested for and he was brought in for. And you can see here as well, his girlfriend, Violet Marie Lentz, was also brought in on assault. You can see the day of the warrant, 2/25/2026. So they were both brought in, and she's right there with Clavicular. You can see they were both brought in on these charges. And indeed, he just made bail. You can see him in this video getting out of the Osceola County Jail.
You're usually pretty chatty. Anything to say?
Yeah, sure, man. Just woke up, I'm a little tired, so maybe next time.
He walked off by himself and he was still on the phone. So what's next? He's facing those charges in Osceola County, which is the Kissimmee area. And FWC is also looking into some video showing him shooting at a dead gator in the Everglades.
So he's still under investigation for that even after he gets out on bail. Now, one very interesting thing about this is in a media article that was following this was that Clavicular was actually trying to use clout and autism as a defense, as a criminal defense. So you see this, sources close to Clavicular tell us he did not assault or instigate anyone in the February incident. And the girl who called police and claimed to be his girlfriend, that's Jenny, right? Claimed his girlfriend battered her is someone who has been trying to gain fame and clout off Clav's back. That's very interesting as a defense because that's not really a defense. Saying someone wants clout is not something that you can wield like a sword or a shield or whatever else, or say, oh, they want clout or I have clout and they don't, whatever that is. That's not an actual criminal defense. The relative clout of the parties is not something the judge is going to consider, the prosecutors are going to consider whether or not to charge somebody, etc. Right now, that might go into factoring into the scenario, and that might also go into the scenarios that they're putting themselves in where they're having people they're interacting with or having these girls in the house together. They're creating these situations with the girls where they've really got to have security. They've got to have some of these girls, removed, separated, etc. Maybe him not getting involved in that personally. That's something that he really can't do. And trying to say, once again, that he was just standing there awkwardly because he has autism and claim that he isn't guilty of the crime. Autism is not going to get you out of the crime either. There's plenty of autistic criminal defendants. Autism is not a criminal defense. It's not something that gets you out of jail for free. And clearly in that video, we see that he did get involved by grabbing, restraining, holding her, right? And in those situations, particularly if you've got the funds, you've got security, which it appears in most videos with Clav, he actually does have security. That's something where you shouldn't really be getting involved in that and putting your hands on the girl like that, because you're likely to get in trouble for that, right? So here's my judgment. So my judgment is Clavicular is likely going to get cleared of the gator crime. Shooting a dead gator in Florida is not a crime, and he's unlikely to get charged for the drone incident because he didn't hit or damage the drone. And because of that, those two are unlikely to go anywhere. He's already out on bail for the battery charge, but I think for that one might actually stick with some penalties because cloud chasing and autism isn't a defense. That's not something that's going to get you out of jail for free. But what I think is most interesting about Clav and the way he streams is that in this setup, it is going to lead to more crimes if he continues to have this pattern of streaming and the way that he functions on his streams. And without implementing any other changes, there's definitely going to be more crimes to follow. But I want to know what you guys think about the Clavicular situation, about his jail maxing, and I will catch you on the next one.